Alright, today we are going to be talking about segments, rays, parallel lines, and planes. Oh my. Alright, so we have a lot of vocab again in this section, but believe me, most of this you have heard about in the past. So, our first vocabulary word is segment. And a segment is a part of a line consisting of two endpoints and all points between them. Alright, so for example, that would be a segment. And the reason it is classified as a segment is because there is, that's a point, and that's a point. Alright, so when you have 2 points with a line in between, it's considered a segment. The next one is a ray. A ray is the part of a line consisting of one endpoint and all the points of the line on one side of the endpoint. So for example, that would be a ray. Okay, so we have 1 point on there, and then this side goes on and on and on forever. Okay, all right. Another one of our vocab words is opposite rays. Opposite rays are two collinear rays with the same endpoint. So, jumping ahead, we can see that we have segment A, B, all right, because we have an endpoint and an endpoint, all right, and so we would write that as segment AB just like, uh, just like this, okay, just like that. And notice that above the AB is just a simple line, all right. In order to name a ray, so we have ray X, Y. Okay, so we have an endpoint at X, and the ray goes through Y and goes on and on forever. Now, the important thing to remember about um, naming rays is that the endpoint, in this case X, always goes first. Okay, so for example, if we had another ray, and let's say we are naming that ray, I don't know, C and J. Okay, we have C and J, and we would write that as C, J with a ray over the top. Okay, however, if our ray were to be flipped around, so we were to have our ray going this way, okay, we would name it as ray J, C. All right. Now, opposite rays, as I said before, are rays that just share the same endpoint. So in this case, we have ray RS and ray RQ, and they are opposite rays because they both share the endpoint of R. All right. The next vocabulary word that we are going to be talking about um, is parallel lines. And parallel lines are something you have heard about many times before. They are two lines are parallel if and only if they are in the same plane and do not intersect. In this case, we have three lines here, and as you can see, they will never, ever, ever, ever cross over. Okay? All right. Planes can also be parallel. So in this case, we have this rectangular prism, and in this case, we have ABC, plane ABC is parallel to plane RST. Okay, so you can see that they are parallel from each other. Another set of parallel planes in this particular figure would be BCT. It's parallel to ADU. Okay? Because they are on either sides, they're an entire plane, but they will never ever cross. Alright? The next concept we are going to be going over is our skew lines. Skew lines are very different from parallel lines in that they are on different planes, um, but they do not intersect. So the common misconception here is that skew lines are just two lines that will also never, intersect. But those are just parallel lines. And in this case, these two lines are on the same plane. Now, if you look at my example here, I have line E, I have segment EF, and I have segment BD. These two lines will never cross. This one's going to go on and on and on forever this way, and this one's going to go on and on forever that way. But because they're on two different planes, they will never even come close to each other. Okay? Same with AC and like AC and DF. But as it says down here, AC and CF are not skew segments because yes, they are on different planes, but they do intersect at point C. Okay? So real quick, just to do an example, we have a question. It says, identify the relationship between the following. We have segment AE, all right, and segment CG. So we have segment AE and CG. And we want to know what type of, um, how would you classify these two segments? In this case, you would call them skew lines. All right, and the reason being is that they are on two different planes and they will never intersect. Okay, they will never intersect. They are not on the same plane and they are not at all perpendicular or near being perpendicular. Okay, all right, just as a quick review, we're just going to review some of these vocabulary words that you have learned from previous days and the words that you have learned today. So, we have points that lie on the same line. Points that lie on the same line are collinear points. Points and lines that are on the same plane. On the same plane. Those are coplanar. Alright? A series of points extending in two opposite directions. In two opposite directions. That would be opposite rays. Alright? The part of a line consisting of one endpoint and all the points on the line on one side. That would be a ray. Technical difficulties. Okay. A location in space. It's just a point. Two collinear rays with the opposite endpoint. Oh wait, that would be opposite rays. Okay. A flat surface with no thickness. Alright, that would be a plane. The part of a line with two endpoints and all the points in between them, that would be a segment. And I apologize about the confusion earlier. A series of points extending in two opposite directions is a line. Okay? All right. All right, so that concludes our lesson for today.